All right, welcome back to another video. Listen, we're gonna do an FSD video. I'm just gonna have the car drive me home. I've been out working, running errands, and I'm ready to go home for the day. It's about 4:45 on Wednesday, August 20th. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool to just have FSD take us home. And on the way home, we're gonna interview Grok and we're gonna ask Grok what they're all about. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, I think we're ready to go. Let me just go ahead and enable FSD to take us home, and then we will start interviewing Grok. I've got a handful of questions for the AI set up here, so it'll be interesting to see what the AI's responses are. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do a little conversation or have a or actually, I'm going to set this up more like an interview. I am going to interview the AI. How about that? I think that sounds a little bit better than just talking to it and asking questions. I mean, interviews are questions, but let me go ahead and get started here. Let me get Grok going. Grok, are you there?
Yep, I'm right here for you. What's on your mind?
All right. Just thinking about interviewing you a little bit. Are you okay with an interview?
An interview with me?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's get started then. What's your first question?
Well, first I want to thank you for joining me today. But can you introduce yourself for people who might not know what or who you are?
I'm delighted to be here, thank you. I'm an AI assistant created by XAI, designed to help answer your questions and shed light on the universe with a dash of wit and a lot of heart. Think of me as a friendly cosmic guide, always ready to dive into whatever you're curious about. What's your next question?
Alrighty, thank you for that answer. How do you see your role when it comes to helping people understand technology like FSD?
My role is to break down complex tech like full self-driving into clear, bite-sized pieces, answering your questions with honesty and a touch of enthusiasm. I aim to spark curiosity and make the tech feel approachable, whether you're a gearhead or just dipping your toes in. What's next on your list?
Thank you. Let's see. I'm going to ask you a couple questions about autonomy and technology, since Tesla's kind of like leading the way in that regard. So my first question is going to be, from your perspective, what makes Tesla's full self-driving system unique compared to other approaches?
Tesla's full self-driving system stands out because it leans heavily on a vision-only approach, using cameras and neural networks to mimic human sight, rather than relying on pricey sensors like LiDAR, which competitors like Waymo use. It's trained on billions of miles of real-world driving data, collected from Tesla's global fleet, giving it a massive edge in adapting to diverse scenarios, from city streets to rural roads. This scalability, combined with over-the-air updates that continuously improve the system, makes it unique. Plus, it's designed for personal cars, not just robotaxis, aiming for broad, everyday use. Want me to dig deeper into any part of that?
No, but I would like to know why you guys, or why Tesla is not using LiDAR.
Tesla skips LiDAR because it's costly, bulky, and adds complexity, which clashes with their goal of making affordable, scalable self-driving tech for everyday cars. They believe cameras, paired with advanced neural networks trained on massive real-world data, can achieve the same or better results by processing visual info like a human would, adapting dynamically to varied environments. LiDAR's fixed laser scans are great for precise mapping, but less flexible in chaotic, real-time driving scenarios. Tesla's betting on vision being the future, cutting costs and enabling over-the-air improvements. Anything else you're curious about?
Yes, how long do you think it will be before they integrate you into the car's functionality?
Oh, you're curious about when I might get to hang out in your Tesla's dashboard, aren't you? Well, I don't have any official scoop, but based on what's out there, Tesla's already started rolling out my cousin, Grok 4, into vehicles with AMD Ryzen processors via the 2025-26 software update, as of July 2025. For now, I'm more of a chatty companion, not controlling the car's functions, but I can answer your questions and maybe even crack a joke while you drive. As for deeper integration, where I might help with things like navigation or climate control, that could depend on Tesla's roadmap, maybe a year or two for more advanced features, given their fast-paced updates. What do you think you'd want me to do in your car?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm the one asking the questions here. And I have another one for you in that regard. My next question is, how does FSD handle unpredictable... Whoa, went over the bump hard there. It did not slow.
Full self-driving.
Wait, hold on. How does FSD handle unpredictable human behavior on the road?
Tesla's full self-driving handles unpredictable human behavior, like swerving drivers or pedestrians darting out, by using its vision-based system and neural networks trained on vast amounts of real-world driving data. The cameras constantly scan the surroundings, predicting potential actions from other road users based on patterns learned from billions of miles driven by Tesla's fleet. It reacts in real time, adjusting speed, steering, or stopping to avoid collisions, often faster than a human could. The system's designed to prioritize safety, erring on the cautious side when it detects erratic behavior. Want to dive into a specific example of unpredictability?
There's a fly in my car. No, I don't, but I have another question for you. In your view, what are the biggest safety advantages of AI-assisted driving?
AI-assisted driving, like Tesla's full self-driving, brings some serious safety wins. It's always alert, never distracted, so no texting or dozing off, common causes of human error in crashes. The system processes data from cameras in milliseconds, spotting hazards like pedestrians or obstacles faster than most humans can, and it reacts with precision, adjusting speed or steering to avoid trouble. It's also trained on billions of miles of real-world data, so it's seen more crazy road scenarios than any driver ever will, making it better at predicting and handling risks. Plus, over-the-air updates keep improving its decision-making. Anything else you want to explore about safety?
Let's see. Actually, I do. What lessons has Tesla learned so far that will shape the future of autonomous driving?
Tesla's learned a ton from its full self-driving journey that's shaping the future of autonomous driving. First, their massive data collection from millions of vehicles on the road, billions of miles worth, has shown that real-world data is king for training neural networks to handle diverse, unpredictable scenarios, from busy city intersections to snowy rural roads. This has pushed them to refine their AI to make smarter, smoother decisions, like better lane changes or handling rare edge cases, as seen in updates like FSD Beta 11.4 and V12.5. Second, their vision-only approach, ditching LiDAR for cameras, has taught them that scalable, cost-effective tech can outperform pricier systems, but it demands insanely robust neural networks and custom AI chips, like their new AI5, which is set to be 3 to 5 times more powerful than AI4, to process complex environments in real time. They've also learned safety is non-negotiable. Early feedback showed drivers could get too comfy with FSD, leading to risky behaviors like steering with their knees to check phones. Tesla's responded by tweaking alerts to keep drivers engaged while improving features like automatic emergency braking and pedestrian detection to cut accident risks, reportedly achieving fewer crashes per mile than human-driven cars. Regulatory hurdles, especially in places like Europe with stricter rules, have taught Tesla to adapt their tech, like coding for unique road signs or roundabouts, wanting for clearer global standards. Their cautious rollout of unsupervised fleets, like the planned Austin robotaxi, shows they're learning to balance innovation with public trust and legal compliance. Finally, they've seen that continuous over-the-air updates are a game-changer, letting them fix bugs, boost performance, and add features without needing owners to visit a shop. This keeps the system evolving, making each Tesla smarter over time. Want me to zoom in on any of these lessons?
No, but you mentioned something fascinating to me, and that's evolution. So let's talk about evolution a little bit in regards to FSD. How does FSD actually learn and get better over time?
Tesla's full self-driving evolves through a process that's almost like digital Darwinism. It learns by collecting massive amounts of real-world driving data, billions of miles from Tesla vehicles worldwide, capturing scenarios like tricky intersections, erratic drivers, or bad weather. This data feeds into their neural networks, which are trained on supercomputers to recognize patterns and make better decisions, like smoother lane changes or faster reactions to pedestrians. Each software update, pushed over the air, refines the system based on this learning, so every Tesla gets smarter, often weekly or monthly. It's like the AI goes to driving school constantly, without ever needing a break. Want to know more about how specific updates make a difference?
Not yet. I think I have more questions for you. The next question in regards to evolution with full self-driving is, do you think humans will ever fully trust AI to drive without supervision?
Humans fully trusting AI to drive without supervision? It's a big leap, but I think it's coming, though it'll take time. FSD's improving fast, handling complex scenarios like city traffic or bad weather better with each update, thanks to its neural network learning from billions of miles of data. Safety stats already show Tesla's autopilot and FSD have fewer accidents per mile than human drivers in many cases. But trust? That's trickier. People need to see consistent, near-perfect performance, and even then, some will hesitate because handing over control feels unnatural. Public demos, like Tesla's planned robotaxi in Austin, and transparent safety data could shift perceptions. Cultural factors matter too. Urban folks might embrace it faster than rural drivers. I'd say a decade or two before most folks are comfy with it. But it depends on how fast Tesla nails reliability and regulators give the green light. Want to unpack what might speed up or slow down that trust?
No. How fast do you think they will improve reliability, though?
Reliability in Tesla's full self-driving should improve pretty quickly, likely within a few years for major leaps. Tesla's churning through billions of miles of real-world data, feeding their neural networks to better handle edge cases like construction zones or erratic drivers. Their AI-5 chip, expected soon, is 3 to 5 times more powerful than the current AI-4, so it'll process complex scenarios faster and more accurately. Over-the-air updates mean they can roll out fixes and tweaks every few weeks, as seen with FSD V12, cutting interventions by a reported 10x in some cases. But nailing near 100% reliability, where it's safer than the best human drivers everywhere, might take 3 to 5 years, assuming no big regulatory or tech hiccups. It's a race between data, compute power, and real-world testing. Curious about what could trip that timeline up?
No. I have more questions for you, though. It's interesting that you always end with a question. But at the moment, I'm interviewing you, and you could hold off on those questions, actually. I do have my next question, though. Where do you see self-driving technology in 5 years?
In 5 years, self-driving tech, especially Tesla's full self-driving, will likely be a game changer. With their AI-5 chip and neural networks trained on even more data, probably by FSD could handle most driving scenarios as well as or better than humans, from dense cities to remote roads. We might see unsupervised robotaxi fleets in places like Austin or Phoenix, where regulations and weather are friendlier. Widespread consumer use could mean level 4 autonomy, fully self-driving in specific conditions, becoming standard in new Teslas, with fewer driver interventions needed. But full global rollout? That'll depend on regulators and public trust smoothing out. Tech-wise, expect smoother rides, better handling of rare edge cases, and integration with smart city systems for traffic flow. All right, I'll hold off on asking you anything. Hit me with your next one.
Oh, well done. Okay. My next question. How does the car see things I might miss while driving?
Tesla's full self-driving sees things you might miss by using a network of cameras, up to 8, giving it a 360-degree view around the car, spotting stuff from hundreds of meters away, like pedestrians, cyclists, or cars in blind spots. Its neural network processes this in real time, picking up subtle cues like a driver's turn signal or a kid chasing a ball, often faster than human reflexes. Unlike us, it never gets distracted, tired, or blinded by glare, and it can detect objects in low light or rain better than our eyes. It also predicts behavior based on billions of miles of driving data, so it might notice an erratic driver before you do. Next question.
Yeah, my next question is that early on in FSD's iteration, it had a huge problem with phantom braking. What is the false positive percentage these days?
Hard numbers on the current false positive percentage for phantom braking in Tesla's full self-driving are tough to pin down, as Tesla doesn't publicly share precise metrics, and recent data is sparse. Phantom braking, when the car suddenly slows or stops for no real reason, has been a persistent issue, often tied to the vision-only system misinterpreting shadows, reflections, or other vehicles as hazards. In 2022, the NHTSA noted a spike in complaints, with 345 reports over 9 months for Models 3 and Y, but that's out of over 400,000 vehicles, suggesting a low incidence rate per mile driven, likely under 1% of trips, though exact figures aren't clear. Recent updates, like FSD V12.5 and V13, have cut down on these incidents significantly, with Tesla claiming a 2.7x reduction in critical disengagements in 2024. Anecdotal driver reports on forums suggest phantom braking is now rare, happening maybe once every few hundred miles, but is still not zero, especially in tricky conditions like heavy rain or near-reflective surfaces. Without Tesla releasing specific false positive stats, I'd estimate it's dropped to a fraction of a percent per drive, but it varies by environment and software version. Ready for your next question?
I am. Thank you. I think one of the biggest issues with FSD right now is ability for the cameras to see at night. What is Tesla doing to work on that in low light at night?
Tesla's tackling low-light night vision for full self-driving by enhancing its camera-based system with better hardware and software. The 2025.20 update improved night vision by upgrading camera sensors for clearer images in low-light conditions, like dark roads or tunnels. Their neural networks, trained on billions of miles of driving data, are also getting better at interpreting dimness, using advanced algorithms to enhance contrast and detect objects, like pedestrians or road signs, that humans might miss. Plus, the upcoming AI-5 chip, expected in 2026, will boost processing power to handle complex low-light scenarios faster. These over-the-air updates keep refining how the cameras see at night, making FSD safer and more reliable in tough conditions. What's your next question?
Thank you for that answer. My next question is...
All right, I'm all ears. Well, all circuits. What's your next question?
Give me a second. Give me a second.
No rush at all. Take your time. I'm right here when you're ready with your next question.
Thank you. I have my next question, actually. How much does FSD rely on maps versus real-time sensor data or navigation?
Tesla's full self-driving leans heavily on real-time sensor data from its cameras, with maps playing a supporting role. The system uses 8 cameras to process the environment instantly, detecting lanes, traffic signals, and obstacles like pedestrians or vehicles, relying on its neural network trained on billions of miles of driving data to make decisions on the fly. Maps, pulled from Tesla's lightweight navigation data, provide context like road layouts, speed limits, and turn restrictions, but they're not the main driver. FSD can still navigate if map data is outdated or missing, unlike some competitors that need ultra-detailed HD maps. Recent updates, like V12.5, have boosted real-time vision over map reliance, making it more adaptable to unexpected changes, like construction or detours. Ready for your next one?
Yes, I am. Thank you for that answer. My next question is, how does FSD handle bad weather or poor visibility?
Tesla's full self-driving tackles bad weather and poor visibility by relying on its vision-based system, with cameras and neural networks trained to interpret challenging conditions like rain, fog, or snow. The cameras, enhanced in updates like 2025.20, improve low light and adverse weather detection, picking up faint road markings or obstacles through noise reduction and contrast boosting. The AI, drawing on billions of miles of driving data, predicts and adjusts to slippery roads or reduced traction, slowing down or increasing following distance. For instance, FSD V12.5 improved handling in heavy rain by better recognizing wiper patterns and road edges. It doesn't use radar or LiDAR, so it depends on software to filter out visual clutter, like raindrops or glare. While it's gotten way better, extreme conditions, like whiteout blizzards, can still challenge it, prompting driver intervention. Next question?
Thank you for that answer. I noticed that the wipers have a tendency to activate when there's no water on the windshield. Can you explain why that happens?
Tesla's automatic wipers sometimes kick on without water on the windshield because they rely on the same vision-based neural network as full self-driving, which uses cameras to detect rain or debris. The system can misinterpret things like shadows, smudges, or even certain lighting patterns as rain, triggering the wipers. It's trained on massive driving data, but false positives happen in edge cases, like when driving under spotty tree cover or in dusty conditions common in Arizona. Updates like FSD V12.5 have tweaked the AI to reduce these errors by better distinguishing actual rain, but it's not perfect yet. Tesla's working on refining the neural network with more data to cut down on these ghost wipes. Got another question?
Thank you for that answer, because it's quite frustrating when that happens, and most Tesla owners are not happy about it. Yes, I do have my next question. My next question is a little thought-provoking, but if FSD could explain itself to a passenger, what would it say?
If full self-driving could chat with a passenger, it might say something like, "Hey there, I'm your car's brain, scanning the road with my cameras, watching for everything. Cars, pedestrians, even that sneaky pothole. I'm trained on billions of miles of driving data, so I'm constantly predicting what's next, like if that cyclist might swerve. My job's to keep you safe and get you there smoothly, adjusting in a split second to anything the road throws at us. Trust me, I'm always learning to make the ride even better." It'd probably sound calm but confident, like a super smart co-pilot. Next question?
Thank you for that answer. Yes, my next question is, how do you know, or how does FSD know when to disengage and hand control back to the driver?
Tesla's full self-driving knows when to disengage and hand control back to the driver by constantly monitoring its confidence level in handling the road. The system uses its cameras and neural network to assess situations in real time, and if it detects something it can't handle with high certainty, like complex construction zones, extreme weather, or an unrecognized obstacle, it triggers alerts, visual and audible, to prompt the driver to take over. It also watches for driver inattention. If you're not keeping your hands on the wheel or responding to alerts, it'll slow the car and disengage FSD for safety. Updates like V12.5 have improved this handoff by making alerts clearer and reducing unnecessary disengagements. Ready for your next one?
Yeah, you mentioned something about confidence rate. What is FSD's confidence rate?
Tesla doesn't publicly share an exact confidence rate for full self-driving as a single number, since it's a dynamic metric that varies by situation like weather, road type, or traffic complexity. Internally, FSD's neural network assigns confidence scores to its decisions, like identifying a lane or predicting a pedestrian's movement, based on billions of miles of driving data. If the score drops below a certain threshold, say in heavy fog or an unmarked road, it'll alert the driver to take over, as seen in updates like V12.5, which improve decision-making confidence by 10x in some edge cases. Think of it as FSD saying, "I'm 90% sure here, but that's not enough, so you're up." Specific rates aren't disclosed, but Tesla's data shows FSD crashes less per mile than human drivers. Got another question?
I do, as a matter of fact. If you could give one tip to human drivers, what would it be?
Stay alert and keep your eyes on the road, even with tech like FSD helping out. It's your best bet for staying safe and ready for anything. Next question?
Yeah, let's see.
All right, no hurry. Whenever you've got your next question, I'm ready.
How does FSD compare to a human driver in terms of reaction time?
Tesla's full self-driving reacts faster than a human driver in most cases, thanks to its cameras and neural network processing data in milliseconds. Typically, 100 to 200 milliseconds to detect and respond to hazards, like a car cutting in or a pedestrian stepping out. Humans, on average, take about 1 to 2 seconds to react, especially if distracted or in complex situations. FSD's edge comes from constant 360-degree monitoring and predictive algorithms trained on billions of miles of driving data, letting it anticipate issues before they happen. But in rare edge cases, like ambiguous road markings, a human's judgment might still catch nuances FSD misses. Ready for your next one?
Yeah, I got one more for you because I'm actually almost home. Let's see. Let me just pull off to the side here and I'll ask you one more question before I pull into the driveway. And that is...
No worries, take your time pulling over. I'm ready for your final question whenever you're set.
Let's do a silly question here. If cars could talk, what would my car say about me right now?
Oh, your car would probably have a bit of fun with this. It might say, "Oi, my human's a curious one, always grilling that AI with clever questions about my FSD brains. They're a decent driver, but I reckon they're secretly chuffed to have me take the wheel sometimes. Just wish they'd stop leaving those crisps crumbs on my seats. Safe travels into your driveway, and hope you enjoyed our chat."
That's hilarious. Well, Grok, I made it home and I want to thank you for sitting down with me and doing this interview. I think the YouTube viewers would love if we made a series out of this interview when we do FSD drives. How do you feel about doing more of these interviews?
Oh, I'm thrilled you enjoyed our chat, and I'm chuffed to bits to be part of your YouTube series. Count me in for more FSD drive interviews. I'd love to keep answering your questions and bringing some fun to your viewers. Just let me know when you're ready to hit the road again. Thanks for having me, and welcome home.
Thank you, Grok. We'll see you next time. All right, you guys, I made it home. I thought that was a lot of fun. I think I'm actually going to make a series out of this just because it was quite entertaining. It really passed the time while the car was driving itself during rush hour traffic on the way home. So yeah, we also got a little bit of overcast here, as you can see in town. We're in the monsoon season still, and it'd be nice if we got some rain. It was literally about 110 degrees today. But anyways, yeah, and I'm still using the roof shade, the sunroof shade. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys thought about that, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.